Well, I hope you're safe and well, taking care of yourself during these COVID times, and learning away. And I've written down these roots and the examples and found some more. Today, there are of course hundreds and hundreds of Latin roots. I've selected a few for you. I was going through a book which had so many more. I was wondering, but after these Latin roots, we will do expansion of an idea on our next turn. So I've got a list of Greek roots also waiting, but if you have a facility, you download this and take a printout, and if you don't, just sit down slowly and copy. So today we are going to do root number 41 in my list. It's an easy one that we're doing all the time. S-C-R-I-B-E, scribe. Scribe is the root and it means to write. And you see, you know, when you're free with a pen and you're not paying attention, you scribble and you just write nonsense, or you make flowers and diagrams and just squiggles, scribble, writing. Then you have the doctor prescribes, he writes down medicines that you're supposed to take. And that paper on which he writes it, now you go to the medical shop with it, that's called a prescription, written before. Then when you are in a call center, you transcribe the words are coming on the phone and you are transcribing or copying down. Then sometimes on stone or even on the top of a book, you inscribe, you write. And of course, the teachers keep asking you to describe what you have seen. So you write down what you have seen or you've experienced or what you know. So there are a lot of scribed words. The next one is sect, S-E-C-T. It means to cut, and you have in the biology class, you dissect animals to see their organs and their parts and understand them better. And in the geometry class, you bisect angles, and of course you have sections in a bank or in any place, some divisions of work. Then another word that is common, S-O-M-N, is the root 43, S-O-M-N, and the meaning is to sleep. And then, okay, if you've been studying a long time, then maybe even my lesson might make you feel sleepy, somnolent. You're feeling sleepy, then some people won't. In their sleep, they're called a somnambulist. Som and nambulist. So the one who's sleeping, walking in his sleep, and someone who can't sleep says he has insomnia. He has no ability to sleep. Then the 44th root is S-P-E-C-T. S-P-E-C-T, that means to see. So like my spectacles, a spectacle, then the noun spectacle, this is what I use as an object, and grand display. A spectacle like on sports day or something, the field is beautiful. On Republic Day, there's a grand parade in Delhi, that's a great spectacle. Then in sixes and one in the last over, Dhoni's match, Virat Kohli, spectacular, worth seeing. Then the inspector who comes to check food or rations or anything, that he's checking. Inspector or inspect, look carefully. And spectre, you see a ghost like Hamlet, the play begins with a ghost. Spectre, S-P-E-C-T-R-E. Then another simple word, number 45, is S-E-N-S, sense, oblique S-E-N-T. Both these words, S-E-N-S and S-E-N-T, both mean feeling. That's the meaning, F-E-E-L-I-N-G, feeling. And then you have sensitive, sensory, sensible. You feel bad easily, you're sensitive. You realize even if someone was rude, okay, never mind, then you're sensible, you try to take care of that. Then sensitize. And now we are sanitizing ourselves all the time, but the fact that we have to wear masks is that we may not make others sick. We must be sensitized to the needs of others. And sentiment, you all know she's very sentimental, or she's very senti is like a short form, but the whole word is sentiment, feeling. So something that is precious to us, we don't want to throw it away. It have a sentiment, attached to it. Then another word that is common, termin, is the Latin root, termin, and it means end, like terminate. That's a sad word though, when someone wants to terminate the services of another employee. Exterminate all the cockroaches in the kitchen, and terminal, the bus terminal or the train terminal, in these cities of Bombay and Delhi and I think Chennai also, the train literally ends there. You don't go beyond. Of course, if the train is going, it will come from somewhere, but you'll have two big metal stops that the train will come there and stop. It won't go any further. Otherwise, in Kanpur city, you have the platform is open-ended, but in Calcutta, in Bombay, and in Chennai, the main station is, it's open-ended or only on one side. So terminal, the train will stop there. Bus terminal, so end, termination, also is like terminate. Then you have a word tract. That's the next root. tract, and it means to pull or draw. And the tractor, it pulls all those blades on the farm plow. Then you draw away, subtract from here to there. Then there's tractable, a bull. If he listens to his farmer master, he'll say he's tractable. And sometimes the young man or the labourers, are tractable. They obey the constructor generally. Then when you speak ill of someone, you take away from their reputation, you detract, you pull away. Then you have VOC, voc, it means call or voice. VOC, voc, call or voice. Then you have vocal, like vocal cords, and evoke. These you see something and like you see your parents' wedding album and oh, my mother was so pretty, so it evokes memories. Invoke, you pray to God, you call down or call him down. Equivocal, you're on both sides, you're not clear. Vociferous, so vocal, evoke and invoke, they are all the K sound. Then vociferous has the C sound. Loud, noisy, protester, shouting. Irrevocable, laws that cannot be changed. Then you have VOR. VOR is a root meaning eat. So we have carnivore, herbivore, omnivore, VORE. There are carnivores, animals that eat flesh. Herbivores are animals that eat plants. Omnivores are those who eat both. And voracious, if you can eat 10, 12 puris, a mountain of rice, you have a voracious appetite. Then we have verb to, the 50th on my list, VERTO, to turn, to turn. So revert. So we had some break, January to March. We were coming to college, we were having offline classes. Now we have reverted to COVID protocols and we are all at home, gone back. Revert, turn. Then you have people who are introvert. They don't talk to others too much. They think and they're quiet. Then you have extrovert people. They want to meet others and say hello and run around. The big group of us, that plays on the field. All extroverts, all playing and talking and laughing. Ambivert. Ambiverts are those who are both introvert and extrovert. Then we have volve and volute, the 51st root, V-O-L-V-E and V-O-L-U-T. One is roll and turn. They mean volve and volute. They have the meaning roll or turn. So you have this evolve. You develop. What you were in class 6, you are not there in BA Part 1. You have evolved, you have changed. And what you are in BA Part 1, you may not be in MA Final, or when you're doing MBA or any other professional course that you choose to do, you will evolve, you will change. Then you have revolve. The earth revolves, rolls and turns round on its axis. Then involve. So if we are having a program and activity, then some people are involved in organizing it. We had this extempore speech and all. So some people are involved. They are engaged in managing it. Convoluted, like a jalebi, round and round and round. We have that Indian sweet that so convoluted. So round, in circles. Then we have an easy one, or flu, F-L-U-E-R-E, fluere, or flu, F-L-U or F-L-U-E-R-E. It means to flow. Flu and flow. So fluent. Now I can, continue a conversation in English non-stop. If the other person can understand well, I can keep on thinking of things to say to him in English. So I'm fluent in English. Some of you are fluent, some of you are not so fluent. You wish for a little Hindi once in a while. So to be fluent, now most of you are fluent in Hindi, you won't have to think when you're speaking Hindi. So for the language to flow through is fluent. Then the rivers flow, the Ganga and the Jamuna and the Saraswati in Prayagraj, confluence coming together, fluctuation, the market flows up and down, the Sensex goes up and down, there's fluctuation in the market, and there's a lot of influx of immigrants or an influx of patients in the hospital flowing in. Then you have the word PLAC, plaque, and it means please. PLAC is the root and the meaning is please, calm, make happy. Please as a verb, So placid, PLACID, calm. Someone doesn't, oh COVID hai, theek hai, oh khatam ho gaya, acha, oh very sad. But if they're not very sad, very upset, complacent. Now some of you may think, oh all this, what does it matter? I'm sure I know enough English to pass this silly exam. But if we are complacent, we can get careless. So complacent means, so confident that you don't need to prepare. Placate, make someone, please someone is angry. You've gone out without your mask, or not come home by 2. Then your mother is very angry, so you have to placate, make please, make her happy. Implacable, someone doesn't get happy by your excuses and your promises. Implacable, one who does not get pleased. And complacent, CENT is when you're complacent, you don't worry, and complacent is okay, I'm not making a noise about it. Then we have PEND is the root, to hang or to weigh, wazan, to weigh down upon you, hang. Of course, I don't have a pendant on my pearl chain, but a pendant is what a lady would have, hanging on a chain. So that's pendant is a word. Then appendage, we have appendix, it's hanging at the end of our large intestines. Then we have pendulum in a clock. Sometimes you have one thin metal bit with a circle and it keeps moving right and left. That is called a pendulum. Impending, about to happen. Our exams are impending and the worry is worse. We don't know when they will be. And stipend. It's a money that is given to people who are working as trainees and all. Then you have LEG and LECT. These are two roots having the meaning read, R-E-A-D. Able to be read actually should be, or read, it has a read meaning, LEG and LECT. And then you have the word legible for it. In the word legible, oh, this can be read. I have tried to write this neatly for my son to type for you. So, legible, you can read it. Then, illegible. Some writing cannot be read. And if it cannot be read, it cannot be corrected. That is why we ask you to write neatly. So, illegible. Then, in church, they have people who come to the altar to read. So, they are called lectors, those who read in a formal place. The church they read, normally during the Hindu prayers, the Pandit keeps on reciting holy verses and mantras and prayers. And so at that time, we don't call him a lector because he's the one who is conducting that prayer. But when someone comes and reads, he's called a lector. And the book from which he reads is called a lectionary. Then we have the word, lecture. Sometimes teachers might, or speakers might prepare a speech and they may read it. So lecture, you have LECT there. Then you have a word VINC and VICT, vict or wink, and it means conquer. CONQUER is the meaning, and the root is VIN oblique VICT. So VICT, victory. You have conquered someone, you defeated someone, and you are the victor. The person who has won is the conqueror. And you have an English word invincible, one who cannot be defeated or cannot be conquered. Then you have a word CAP, cap, and CPT, take or hold. So you are taken captive by the enemy, CAPTIV, take. Then you have, a receptacle. A container is called a receptacle in which you hold. It can hold something, receptacle. And then you have the word accept. So I'm giving you a gift. Will you accept it? Take it, hold it. So you look for words like that and find them, CPT or CAP. Then you have AUDI, AUDI. That's root number 58, AUDI. AUDI means hear, HEAR. And so, am I audible? Can you hear me? Audible is a word. This is an audio lecture. Of course, there's a video also, but it's an audio lecture. You can hear me. Audience is the one that gathers in a concert hall to listen. Audience, the one who is those who are listening. And if you learn your bio, you learn there's an auditory nerve from your ear to the brain. So, auditory relating to hearing. You have a simple two-letter root, AB, 59, AB. It means to move away. It's a prefix and it's used to make words. So AB is used to absolve, take away your sins, aversion, you have hate, and you don't like to be near somebody, abstain from voting or from liquor or from meat, and so stay away from food. Abstract, there's concrete, and abstract is staying away from reality. And the last one that I'm going to make you write today and learn for the Latin roots that I have selected for you. Of course, as I said, if you look into the other books, you go to thoughtco.com and go to other sites where you'll have a list of Latin roots. You can keep your list ready and then see if there are some more words and add some more. There are some easy words that after I teach you some grammar, some composition, I'll get back to you with Greek roots, and then I'll get a longer list of Latin roots so that I'll put them up on PDF. And now that you've understood them, then I won't be teaching them like that. I just thought that when you hear them, when you read them, you can be somnolent, but when you listen to them, you might get the meaning better. So the last one is very simple. We use it all the time. CIRC, circ, and it means round. And so you have a round circle. Then you circulate, wind circulate, or you circulate, you move in a circle round. You have a circus, it often has a round tent, and everyone is moving in that. Then you have a circumference, that is the length of the circle. So there are a lot of words. Circular, it's a notice that goes from school to parents, goes all the way around home. So there are many words with circle. Then there's a circlet, a tiara, around the head, a circlet, stars. So happy learning. Write them down and learn them. And our next class will be on expansion of an idea. Take care, stay safe, take steam every day to keep well. Okay?